Hey everybody, welcome back. Doing some more Communist Canada. Where we last left off, some random Romanian troops really wanted to back me. Actually, what's in their division? 5 to 8 infantry, 2 artillery. You know, that's actually a good composition. I think the thing on the far right there is an anti-tank gun, which I don't know how much mileage we'd get against the American troops. What kind of divisions do they have? Tons of infantry. They have loaded up on infantry in their divisions way too much and then have a little bit of artillery. Yeah, our divisions are much better than theirs, but they have way more divisions than us. We're not at war with them yet. Still need to go to war with them. But as a recap of where we are in the world right now, we're Communist Canada. We are making our own faction, as you guys asked. It's gonna be a while. Right now we're at Long Branch Arsenal, which is a boost towards infantry weapons and support artillery. We're just trying to upgrade right now. We have most of the national focuses that we really care about. But there was something else we still needed, wasn't there? I don't exactly... It was over here, wasn't it? Yeah, we still need Defense Scheme Level 2, which requires that the United States is at war with Japan, which it's seeming like it might finally happen. Arsenal of Democracy... we don't have enough intel to know where they've gone yet. I guess we lost some. Our technology is going okay. We're getting improved computing machines so that we can get better decryption to get better intel on the Americans again. Border in Africa. Africa's looking hideous right now. It's split up really horribly right now. And we finally here. Did you miss much? Anything crazy happened? No, we have not unpaused yet. It was just a very long pre-stream. Right, Belgium and Netherlands are back, or they never left. I think they were defended this whole time. Germany's been doing terrible because they decided to have a two-front war with the Soviet Union, and the Soviet Union drastically outnumbers them in troops. Yeah, that's not good. So, Soviet Union has the biggest army in the world right now, and are crushing Germany in the east. In the west, Germany's still running strong. They already took care of France. I don't know how much England is fighting, but their troops are likely in Belgium and Netherlands. And maybe a little bit in the French commune now that that's back, because France went communist in this playthrough. And they're still with the Allies, though, not the Comintern. So, resources. I hate having to import all of our resources from the States, because we're giving the States more factories doing that. But if we need resources, we need resources. I forgot we started building heavy tanks because you guys convinced me that it'd be funny to build heavy tanks. So, we're building heavy tanks, everybody. Why not? Let's get some divisions of heavy tanks going. We need division designer. We need to make a heavy tank division. I want one from scratch. Create an empty division. I need armored battalion with heavy tanks. Now, if I were to go armor light tank, what light tanks do we even have? Light tanks were very out of date. 1934, the Vickers 2. Whew. Wait, the fuck? The French are led by some Asian dude. Wait, what? Are they? What the fuck? Can someone Google this dude? What was his role in history? Was he actually, like, the leader of the Communist Party of France? Man, that's weird. Okay. AR mode. Right, division designer. Alright, what's our tank research on heavy tanks, though? We got the Vickers 1, yeah, which is still really out of date, but the next one is 1941, which I guess is just now in date. The Churchill LP, which we should upgrade to. The Winston Churchill Let's Play. Chuck one in your infantry divisions and just sit back and watch the American Corps. I could start piling, I could start piling dudes into, or heavy tanks into my regular infantry divisions. But it would require pretty good heavy tank production. I don't feel like I need light tanks in that. What I need, actually, is mobilized infantry. What I probably want is something a little bit like that. It costs exactly 65, which is what I can do. It would cost 240 heavy tanks per division. And 150 motorized. Slow but impenetrable? Yeah. It would really increase the armor of our infantry divisions. It would mean that they need some hard attack to really punch through. Rather than all soft attack. But as we've seen from the Americans, they're all in on soft attack. Like, they're all almost entirely like heavy infantry. Very little artillery, tons of infantry. Their divisions don't actually look very good. How do you like Smashcast for streaming? Amazing. I absolutely love it. It's just rebranded Hitbox, which was also great. But right, the guy's name, if you want to Google him, Leopold de Saint-Amand? See, I should know how to pronounce this in French, and yet I'm useless. Remember, the divisions move at the same speed as your slowest unit. That is true. It would slow down my infantry a lot. I got a little bit of motorized infantry. Actually, now that I think about it, if I put motorized infantry with my heavy tanks, the heavy tanks are already really slow. I could just put regular infantry with them. In fact, regular infantry might be a bit smarter idea. Because what is the speed of my heavy tank? Where does it say its speed? Am I blind? Does it not say it on this? But, okay. Oh, right, because it would that'd be specific to the individual tank. Let's check. So I'm using a Vickers. Max speed is 5 kilometers. Whereas our mobile infantry, max speed is 12 kilometers. Okay, so that's way faster. What is the max speed of our regular infantry? I actually don't know. I actually don't know where I would check that, now that I think about it. Does anyone know what the max speed of an infantry unit in this game is? Hmm. 8 kilometers? Oh shit, never mind. Oh. Yeah, everybody use TAD. Infantry. Straight up doesn't say? Okay. I think it's safe to say, though, that if I'm going to make a division of heavy tanks, then probably regular infantry will do the trick. So if I do something like that, I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe 1 extra infantry. I can't afford it. Okay, you know what? I'm actually happy with that right now. Check your infantry at infantry guns. Okay. So this is my most recent one. Max speed is 4 kilometers. Okay, so these guys are actually a little bit slower. Not by much, though. I think I'll stick with regular infantry for this. Alright. I will save that. And we will actually put that into production. We're going to start with heavy tanks. There we go. We actually have a heavy tank battalion being produced. Holy shit. That's pretty badass. Chromium, what is that handicapping us on? Heavy tanks? Yeah, that's slowing down our ability to make heavy tanks. Okay, I hate giving up some factories right now, but I'm going to have to. I want chromium, and I'll get it from the Soviet Union. Just 1 factory worth, though. Go against the USA. I suggest you ply through the middle and split the USA apart. Yeah, I've conquered them as Mexico before, actually. But that's early game that I was able to do that. Alright, let's unpause. We're at super fast speed. What's everyone else in the world doing? Army Innovations 2. The Burma Road. What are the French doing? CAS focus. Vichy France. Oh, right, they got generic stuff. Italy, what are you up to? Armored effort. Immediately go to Montana because that's where you live. I've heard Montana's really nice. Hungary. Hungary, do you have your own unique stuff now? Yeah, you've got your own unique stuff. That's actually really interesting. Nationalist Spain joined the Axis. Okay, Spain has finally picked an ally, and they've gone with the Axis. Germany needs that backup. How strong is Spain right now? Wow, Spain is way stronger than I thought they would be. Okay, Spain's gonna be a much-needed ally for the fascists. They needed that backup. Especially considering, did Italy join them? Italy has joined the Axis. Okay, the Axis is actually very powerful now that they have Italy, Germany, and Spain. And did they get Japan? I don't remember yet. Japan has joined the Axis. The United States has not joined any war yet. But they're likely going to join the Allies soon. It's looking like they will because they're going so heavily into democracy that I can't see them not standing against fascism at this point. Nationalist Spain has joined in the war. Okay. And just as a reminder of my war, the Canadian-German War, yes, we have officially declared war on Germany. Entirely because we needed to be at war to get more manpower. Because there's a national focus for Canada that gets you manpower, which we've been lacking almost the whole game, which is why we have so few divisions. However, it requires... they're inviting us to Comintern again. I'm declining because you guys wanted me to make my own faction. However, I had to declare war on someone, so I declared war on Germany because it looked like the world was ganging up on them. So it'd be the safest. Long Branch Arsenal done, so we have a tech boost. I could go uranium mining. 2 boosts towards nuclear technology. A modernized army, though, would be a one-time research bonus towards any kind of specialized unit. How much land do you own? All of Canada, so second biggest country in the world, but a lot of it's kind of garbage. Oh, man, war bonds. Right, I never got around to doing war bonds. I should really do that. That's really good. Because now that we're at war, we do war bonds, it makes it so 3% of the consumer goods are taken away, so our factories are more working on our own military effort. That's really good. Looks like we just finished making our military factories. There we go. Building more military factories. We really need to get... Especially because we're still in the Great Depression. We're not going to get rid of the Great Depression. Haven't watched the show in a while. Good to be back. It's nice to see you back. So we are not going to get rid of the Great Depression. Because you have to pick between going to commit to the war and send in the zombies, which gets you all of your manpower for making divisions, or you need to go down to the national steel car and then war-fueled economy to get rid of the Great Depression. So either you get manpower or you get your factory power. We went manpower. So, conscription crisis mended. Got rid of some of our problem there. Our manpower is low, so we are going to have to go to extensive conscription soon. We're only on limited conscription, so there's a lot of manpower left. We just need to start dipping into it slowly. But we will not get rid of the Great Depression, which means our factory output is much worse. Same with Dockyard. And we have more consumer goods. So unfortunately, our industry is not nearly as strong as it could be. We're reliant on manpower. So that's a real weakness of us. Once we take over the United States, though, we'll have every factory we could ever need. And I think a war with the US is what we're gonna have to go. Even though we're all at war with Germany. Ground support integration done. Nice. We're making sure our Air Force is good because that doesn't require as much manpower to be badass. Naval strike, torpedo tactics. It sucks. I don't really care about it, but it leads to strategic bombing up, which I also don't care about. Eventually I get interception detection, which is good. I think I actually want something else first, though. I want assembly line production to help offset just how bad our... industry is. It'll start making it better and patching it up. So let's hope for the best on that one. And you can't fully get rid of the Great Depression because you went... I know, this is what I just said. German Reich declared war on Yugoslavia. I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner. Yugoslavia is non-aligned. I think, Axis, no faction... Did that faction get annihilated? Oh, okay, so they are still... Oh, I was looking in the wrong place. Okay, yeah, they're still in the Czech Entente. Thanks for following, Blazing Gamer. Welcome to the flock. When you accidentally close a stream. That was actually just you reflexively getting taste. Tasty, like this delicious water. Life giving water, nectar of the gods. Man, they put a lot of stock into taking the prairies, don't they? in case you guys don't know Canada, a lot of this is not that great. Using any mods? Nope. All the DLC, though. Alright. Hey, States, you thinking about... Okay, War Plan Black. They're actually going for something now. Okay. This is a war against the German Reich is what they're going on. They've already embargoed Japan. Yeah, they probably don't have 9 capital ships in Hawaii. But, I just want them to go to war with the Axis so that they're at war with, so that they become at war with, why am I blanking on their name? I'm an idiot. So that they finally go to war with, Japan, because that will allow me to make my own faction. In the meantime, I have more than enough political power. Why don't I start trying to get some more communist allies? Why don't I start getting Brazil on our side? I'm going to start boosting communist popularity. So this is eating up some of our income of political power, but we're boosting the Communist Party in Brazil. I want them to join my faction when I make it. So we're boosting them ahead of time, and we're going to support a revolt in Brazil. I want another ally on the continent. So if we go to resources here, we can see Western Canada doesn't have much at this point in time. Almost nothing. Other than right here in, well, that's Northern Ontario. We actually have a good amount of supplies right there. It's pretty much the only place that we have any serious supplies. Non-aggression pact from Yugoslavia. I'm cool with signing that. It looks like, oh, wow. I was going to say, it looks like Berlin's fighting back a little bit, or Germany, rather, but no, they're getting pushed in hard in the east. They might actually capitulate soon, because it looks like they're going to lose their capital, and I don't think they have amazing national unity. I'll give me doing stream on Twitch. I did for years. I got fed up with them and went to a place that provides a better service for you guys. Research time down 5%. That's awesome. Let's go towards decryption. Decryption is so good, because if you have better intel on the enemy than they do on you, then not only do your troops pick better battle tactics, you also just get a natural bonus to every land fight. So it's actually a lot more powerful than people give it credit for. So we're researching that. And all research time is slightly shorter by 5% due to that computing machines, which actually really adds up to many months saved. Funnily enough, even after US is annexed, countries will have US influence. They should probably patch that out. That's ridiculous. Oh man, Germany's getting hit hard. The most troops they could possibly have is about the least that Russia could have. Fall of Gibraltar. Germany... Wow. I thought the Spanish troops would come in and really help them out, but it's not doing much for them. Okay, how are we doing on that heavy tank production? I'm pretty happy with it. We are lacking some of the resources, but we also have a lot of factories helping them, which is good. We're getting 4 a week right now, which is not horrible. Closed air support level 1. We do need way better planes. We do have good fighters coming in, though. You know what? All of the next few factories go into heavy fighters. I want to make sure that I control the airs. But we do need to research better closed air support. Closed air support 1 just isn't going to cut it anymore. What is the American Air Force like? Because again, I'm banking on a war with America at some point. Ours is 430 planes. Theirs is 2,000 to 4,000. Good God. Let's hope that our planes are better than theirs. Heavy air fighters level 2 are pretty strong. Let's hope that they're like a bunch of light fighters level 1 or something. That I can kind of cleave through them. And let's also hope that my technology on air superiority is a lot better than theirs, which it probably is. We're pretty far down air doctrine. So we likely have much better trained Air Force, much like how we have a better trained army, but we are vastly outnumbered. And manpower, it looks like it's finally drained. So let's actually up our conscription rate. Alright. We're upping to... Oh, we actually need more points before we can go extensive conscription. We haven't completed if day. What do we need for that? Where is that? If days here. Oh god, that's actually far away. Could get that, then that, then that. Jesus. Why do we need that? That's to get to extensive conscription, but we're allowed to jump right past it to service by requirement? Alright, we're gonna have to jump to service by requirement when we have the points then. Weird. In World War II, you're either an ace or fodder, pretty much. Well, I believe we got the ability that makes us so we get more aerial aces. I don't remember if we did that one or the other one. We did the other one, which is better air superiority missions, which is more reliably useful. But if you get a lot of aerial aces, that is really good. Vichy France versus the French Commune. The war for Central Africa. Fight for that desert. War bonds are done. Sweet. So we have slightly better efficiency out of our factories. Armored operations done. Blitz for the attacker and elastic defense for the defender. Our tanks are doing better. That's pretty nice, actually. Infiltration, assault, supply consumption down. That is good for mass armies. Always be researching into those by this point in the game. Alright, we have our war bonds done. We can get a 2 free military factories and building slots. That's good. We need that. It's not much, but it's something. What is this? National spirits increases productivity base and growth. Oh, that's actually really good. I wish I did that earlier, too. Goes down into this, which is that needed? Oh, that's also needed for if day. Fuck. It's gonna be a while before we can get if day. Which will make our consumer goods even better once again. It's a lot of little things to help our struggling economy. Alright, let's get some free military factories. We need them. Anything to keep our military production strong. Japanese diplomats in Berlin. New partnership between Tokyo and Berlin. Pact between the two states. They're already in an alliance, though. They're in the same wars and everything. They're both part of the Axis. Weird. British Parliament wants to intervene. Okay. What's everyone doing right now? Naval rearmament. No national focus set. Okay. Issue gas masks. What does that do again? National unity. Okay. Is there national unity bad? No, that'll bring him to 100% national unity, which I wonder, I think you need to conquer every city in the whole country for them to capitulate. Which doesn't actually do a whole lot for England, I'll say. Or for the United Kingdom, specifically. Africa has elephants, and elephants are super badass. That is true. Elephants are pretty cool. Don't think you can use them in-game, though. They're pressuring Siam right now. Okay, America, please tell me you're going to war with Japan. No. You're doing more naval technology. Okay. Alright, let's just keep looking at Germany, then. Netherlands, what are you up to? You're not even done your industrial stuff. Okay, but you went heavy into the military. Probably a smart idea, honestly. Why does Churchill always look sad? I don't know. He always looks proud to me. Yugoslavia's holding on pretty well, but it's mostly because the German Reich is getting just pile-driven by the Soviet Union. Italy's holding on really well. Italy's got his borders very secure. Nationalist Spain hasn't lost any land yet either. They're not really participating in anything, though. You know what? I might want to temporarily stop supporting communist popularity in Brazil. I'm going to cancel it just so I can get political points a little faster to get my manpower back up, so we're recruiting again, and then we're going to start doing that again. We don't really need much political power at this point. We mostly just need what we can get to make sure that we're always getting troops. Unfortunately, going service by requirement will slow down our industry even more. So how much is going to consumer goods? 22% of our factories are working on consumer goods. Okay, so it used to be 25, we brought it down to 22%. Spoiler, Italy will switch sides. I don't think they're going to. They're making claims on Yugoslavia, a place they're already at war with, and they're already starting to conquer. They just started to push in Yugoslavia a bit. Alright. World tension is at 100%. Obviously, Belgium's pushed back out a bit. Lend-Lease request from Norway. They want to send us a tiny amount of support equipment. I'm not going to complain. I don't know why you're sending it, but I'll take it. Can't complain about free equipment. Political power. It's getting close. In 19 days, we'll have enough political power to go service by requirement and get a fuckload of manpower at the cost of a lot of our industry. Because unfortunately, service by requirement lowers factory output by 10%, dockyard by 10%, construction speed by 10%, and training time goes up 20% because you're getting less and less qualified people. But because we've compromised with Quebec, we can get this. The game expects you to have done if day before compromising with Quebec. I believe if you force Quebec to be conscripted, then you get more manpower than compromising with them, like I did. But if you force them, you have a chance of a revolt. So I compromise with them. I got less manpower out of it, but I don't need to worry about being stabbed in the back by Quebec. For anyone who doesn't know much about Canada, Quebec is an entirely French province of Canada. They often have had a lot of separatist movements over the years, and so in World War II, they really didn't like the idea of them being eligible to be conscripted if need be. So, you know. Alright. We're going service by requirement. We've gotta. And our manpower is almost 1 million people now. Way more than enough. Alright. I would like to boost party popularity of the communists again. There we go. We are trying to boost communism in Brazil once again. And if we look at our recruitment, there we go. Manpower, no shortage of manpower. Everyone's back to training. Good. In fact, let's add 2 more units of heavy tanks to be trained. Since we've got the industry to do that at least. 3 at a time might be a little overkill with how weak our industry is, but we might be able to get away with that. We got them training at least. We got 13 divisions at a time training of our district militia, which is our standing army. Which are all centered around southern Ontario right now and our border in the east. So they have 82 to 143 divisions. Oh, whoa, never mind, 120 to 170 divisions. And we have exactly 48 divisions. Some of those are just cavalry, though, which are really mostly for cutting down on rebellions. Not really that useful for an actual war. Denjin started streaming? Okay. Concentrated industry, that's good, we need that. Factory output is up. Good. I also want construction effort. We're already working on... we're almost done, in fact, assembly line. I kind of want to just go straight into encryption, but honestly, we need the industry, so construction. Lend-Lease from Australia. They're sending us a very small amount of support equipment. Okay. Messages from Netherlands. They have canceled their Lend-Lease. That's fine. It was probably garbage anyway. They're sending us some artillery and support equipment. Sure, New Zealand. You do your thing. Gonna catch up on all the Hearts of Iron you've missed when the stream ends. I love Hearts of Iron so much. Okay, Department of Munitions and Supply is done, so we got some more military factories. Now, the Bits and Pieces program is really nice. That will help our industry get better, but we need... Actually, I guess we don't need to rush If Day as much as we used to. So... And they're both required to get to If Day anyway. And If Day is still good, even though we skipped by extensive conscription. Just because it does still make more of our factories work on our own shit rather than consumer goods. And it leads us to another research slot, which is always valuable. Although the earlier the better on that. I can't wait to do this to get some more oil. But Bits and Pieces program. Keep the industry strong. Italy announces claims on Yugoslavian territory that they've already started to conquer anyway. Free military factories. Okay, we already have a few into heavy fighters. No one gives a fuck about Canada? Yeah, no one's attacking me. More infantry support, or more infantry equipment in general, because we are still making a ton of infantry. And then, after those factories are put in there, we'll have some more going on heavy tanks as well. We're a democracy without free speech is why. Is that in response to and gives a fuck about Canada? Yeah, we don't exactly have straight-up freedom of speech. Canada's a very strange country, and even a lot of Canadians don't know our laws very well. But now that we have, we only have 4 factories available at the moment. China has finally, People's Republic of China has finally capitulated. Okay, that's a small faction of China. Main China has not capitulated. Okay. Still, that would have been a communist ally. I kind of wish they survived. Mongolia is communist because they're just a puppet of Soviet Union at this time. Playing Pez and the team's initials are MDB, it's a sign. I don't know what Pez is either than the candy. Alright, decryption done, good. Invite to faction, common turn, decline. I really need better closed air support. I've been holding off on that too long. We'll get that extra level of encryption soon. Pro Evolution Soccer. Never played it. I'm not a soccer guy. Assembly line production. Nice. Increases our efficiency cap. We could always get oil plants, and I don't want to have to resort to that. Let's get a head start on advanced computing machines. For even more technology and more encryption research later. I want a head start on it because it's going to take a while anyway. Even though there's a little bit of a head of time bonus, or detriment rather. PES is a football game like FIFA. Okay. Speaking of sports games like that, I recently got into playing EA UFC 2, I think is what it's called. I think it's the newest one. That game's really fun. I'm not very good at it, but it's really fun. I'd love to play on the show. Me and Brandon, when we were killing time before a pay-per-view once, he came over and we're gonna watch like a WWE pay-per-view. I guess you don't really call them pay-per-views anymore, do you? Just because we own the network, so we don't pay-per-view. But, we had to kill a few hours, so we played a bunch of that game together. Oh my god, it was such goofy fun. I wish I could play that online, but it doesn't have like a PC version. And it has like online multiplayer, I think, but you need to like buy PlayStation Plus, and I don't have that, and he doesn't own the game, and you know, it sucks. If it was on PC, I could just use Parsec and play it online through that, like I do the wrestling games. FIFA fucking in France Association. Huh. So that's why FIFA's so big. Everybody likes sex. PES, penis enlargement system. I'm happy that the chat is getting most active when talking about this. The chat is always very inactive during streams of this game, I find, probably because it's hard to find things to say, but people always, like, it always draws a lot of viewers, especially on YouTube. People always tell me they love watching me play this game. I guess people just don't have much to say on it, but they enjoy watching it. I guess I can't complain about that. UFC Ultimate fucking Chambers. Is this a thing now, guys? You know what? I'm cool with it being a thing. Make this a thing, everybody. I want all 45 of you to give your idea of what the acronym PES stands for. Everybody. Every single one. China capitulate. Whoa! Really? I didn't think... Wow, they lasted so long before they capitulated. So now we have the reorganized nationalist China, which is a puppet of Japan. Wow! That's a big win. That's a big win for the Axis. China's finally given up. Now they have a front with the British Raj. Yeah. Now the British Raj is powerful. That's like British-owned India. They're very powerful. Just look at that. Oh, wow, they have very few divisions. What the fuck? And almost no manpower. What the fuck? Alright. Because normally, India has a shitload of manpower, and so they can make tons of divisions, and their problem is they just don't have many factories. So they need to get their industry in order, but they have the manpower. Because they can easily become a world mega power, or superpower, if you play them right. India is very powerful. But as the way they are right now, Japan could march on in and conquer them, and man, would they get a lot of natural resources and manpower if they conquer India. That would be a much-needed boost for the Axis. And I don't want that to happen. I'm at war with the Axis. Someone said UFC, so I have been summoned to this playbook card. Yeah. Oh, God. Really? Ooh, now, if they take the Dutch East Indies... If anyone takes the Dutch East Indies, I'm going to show you why this is valuable. Look at the resources in this place. Look at that rubber. It's the rubber capital of the world, are these islands. If you conquer it, you have a monopoly on rubber, and people need to start wasting their military slots, military factory slots, on making oil factories to get their oil and rubber. Because rubber is used in every single airplane. So if you own like Malaysia and Indonesia and all that, you can just mass produce airplanes like crazy and have a dominant air force. It's very powerful. If they take the Dutch East Indies, they'll have huge implications. And for the Bisping GSP title fight for 217, I'm going to go ahead and assume that's a UFC thing I don't understand. Here's the thing. I don't watch UFC. I respect it a lot, because I think it is an absolutely legitimate sport and very cool. I'm not that into watching it. Their newest video game, though, I got it. It's really fun. That's a really fun game. And, like, even me as someone who doesn't know how to play it super well, just playing it with Brandon and goofing around, throwing 1,000 punches in each other's face. I was Big Country Roy Nelson, I forget who he was, and we're just waffling each other these big, shitty heavyweight punches, grappling around on the ground forever. We had so much fun. It looked like I was blasted in the face with a shotgun by the end of the match. We were both bleeding so bad. We had so much fun playing that. I'd love to play that on the show. And yes, I have already made Manbar in it. And yes, Manbar has a sweet back suplex. There's actually a really awesome back suplex in that game. Alright, we have bits and pieces that's going to help our industry loads. So what does this give us? Military factories. We need more military factories. This will give us also the same amount of military factories. Okay. Well, we need both of them to get to IF Day. So this will give it to us in Ontario. This will give it to us in Ontario. Okay, well, we're defending Ontario, so either one's just fine. We're going to get both of those so we can really increase. So, Bogart, you're just coming in. If you haven't seen this playthrough yet, we are Canada. We are voted. People vote on what government will be and what country. They picked communist and Canada. So we've been Canada. We left the Allies in World War II. We became communist, and we're trying to form our own faction. We're not joining Soviet Union's Comintern. We're at war with the Axis, but we haven't actually participated in the war at all. We're kind of biding our time. Albania joined the Allies. Italy declared war on Albania. Okay, makes sense. It'd be weird if Italy didn't declare war on Albania. Ooh, what's this? Greater annexation into Greater Italy. Okay. What's everyone working on here? U-boat effort, befriend Bulgaria. Okay, so they're trying to get Bulgaria to jump to the Axis. Whew. It's okay, everybody, just having a heart attack. Convoy tactics. Would you fuckers declare war on Japan already so I can make my goddamn country? Okay, they have not even done war bonds yet. I guess it's because they're not at war with anyone. Okay, I was gonna say, do they even want to get rid of the Great Depression? Which, to be fair, I can't get rid of the Great Depression because I went the manpower route rather than the industrial power route. Non-aggression pact with Albania? Sure. I'm taking a non-aggression pact I can with just about anyone at this point, because I really do not want to get called into more wars. Head kick, another head kick. It's a head kick. Yeah, we got some good head kicks. Drop the AI to the lowest and just spam head kicks. Yeah, heart attack's the least of my medical concerns. That is true. NDB, man bar dick punch. That's his new finisher. It'll be like Goldust's Shattered Dreams in the early Attitude Era, in which whether or not it was a disqualification or a pinfall entirely depended on who was booking that night. Completely inconsistent booking with it. It's a move where you just like hang someone up in the ropes, split their legs across the ropes, and then do a running punt to the balls. Shattered Dreams is one of the most brutal finishers. Ever play Shadow Mordor? I did a whole Let's Play of that game. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of minor complaints. But overall, I thought it was very fun, and I think the next game looks like it has a lot of concepts in it that I bet you I'd really enjoy. I do not have the money to drop on something like that, though, so... That can wait. I got other things. Goldust will never be in the Aki wrestling game. Feels bad. You can make him in it. You can actually make a really good-looking Goldust in No Mercy. I actually have a way of playing No Mercy online, too, without desync and everything through Parsec. It's really fun. Parsec is such a good program. Okay, we have unassigned divisions. That mean the tanks showed up? Hell yeah. Alright. Okay. Alright, there we go. And let's have this division always train to that. Oh, right, they need orders first. Front line here. And when we go to war, just rush Boston. There we go. Our heavy tank battalions are being trained. One is actually out on the field, and they have their orders, and they know to immediately sign up with that general, get to the border. I like how this general is identical to our current leader of the country, Tim Buck. Yeah, it does suck that the publishers of Shadow Mordor are quite scummy. Hey, America. Still doing convoy tactics. I hate. I hate everything. Would they just go to war with Japan already? It's 1941, and they have not joined any war yet. They're really taking their time. They've got a sizable army. I actually have very good intel on them. Hey, Seabell. Oh, things are following, Aquilin, I believe is how you pronounce that. Welcome to the vlog. Sorry, I must have missed your follow a little while ago. Message from New Zealand, they've canceled land lease. That's fine. I don't give a shit about their 10 support equipment or whatever it was they were giving me, whatever garbage they were handing to me. Yeah, the word moist doesn't bother me. Not even remotely. I don't get why people have an issue with it. What are you doing? Modernizing the Air Force. I'm actually not very familiar with the focus tree for Yugoslavia. I think they're the only one of the new DLC Eastern nations there that have specific focuses that I haven't checked. Pearl Harbor happened in December 7th of 1941. Oh, that's true. So it'd be happening this day, and didn't happen. See, the things, though, is we're not playing on historical focus mode, so wacky shit happens. Like how France went communist. Yeah, a lot of people actually get bothered by the word moist. It's like an actual proven thing. A lot of people have issues with that word. I don't get it. Alright, need more military factories. Did those go straight to work where I wanted them to? Or do I need to unpause for a day? There we go, I just had to unpause for one day, and they're where they need to be now. I'm not joining the Comintern. I will take your free equipment. We still need so many for upgrades now. I'll do that. Actually, you know what? We're probably almost done researching the planes, aren't we? Less than a month away from the Hawker Typhoon, which is the level 2 close air support plane, which I really want to put that into production. Our close air support's quite poor. We have very high quality heavy air fighters, though. Or heavy fighters, rather. Norway's not giving me their shitty, piddly amount of resources anymore. I don't care. Northern Ontario, their military factories are almost done. Or still working, rather. And we almost have construction 4, I think it is, to speed up the rate at which they're building those. Help offset some of the service by requirement detriment. Here we go. Still a year ahead of time for the final level stuff. We could get encryption. Ooh. Yeah, we want to boost towards the really advanced infantry equipment. We could get that quickly, and that would really make our infantry powerful. Man, I ain't played folk or triplanes and Max are black and white. Something about that reminded me of episode 4, I think. I was recording it earlier today, of Paper Mario. Can't wait for that Paper Mario playthrough to start airing. I've done 4 episodes so far. Recorded 2 yesterday, 2 today, and it's real fun. Best country to play as, I'm guessing, Russia. Oh, strongest country in the game from the very beginning is probably Germany. Germany is incredibly powerful in early game. If you play as them and you pick your wars right, it's very easy to win. United Kingdom is also incredibly powerful. Russia's main weakness is that they have very poor infrastructure going across Siberia, and they have if they go to war with the Axis, they have a 2-front war with Japan. So they also need troops over here, so they need to split their enormous force, and that can be an issue. Whereas if you play as Germany and play very safe, easy victory. And if you play as the United Kingdom and switch to fascist and have historical focuses on, you also have a very easy time because the allies never get formed and the democracies of the world never unify. And United Kingdom is already a very powerful country. So if you go fascist, or I guess communist, but fascist tends to work out better, then you can be very powerful as England. Ahead of time detriment's pretty rough there. How's our artillery? Could use upgrades. 3 days on infiltration assault. Oh, right, and we need to switch out-to-date equipment. It was closed air support. Right, the Hector can switch to the Typhoon. There, we're now making significantly better closed air support. In fact, now that we have something competent, we're going to tell it that, hey, when we get more factories, start putting it into producing these awesome new planes we got. Infiltration assault is done. We can go into night attack research, which will make us better at land night battles, which is very useful because often you're fighting at night. You fight through many nights, so it's nice being even better than your opponents at, what is it, 8 to 10 hours of the fight. You ever play as Poland? And yeah, I have played as Poland and done their faction. I've never done their special achievement because it's actually very hard to do now. Ever since they patched the thing where if you took a certain amount of land from Czechoslovakia early, there'd be a glitch where Germany couldn't get any national focuses past a certain point, so they would never demand Danzig. They patched that, which actually made getting the achievement much harder. Yeah, it is possible to play it quite safe in this game. Add more infantry to your heavy tank divisions. Yes, I do want to add one more to it so that, because I want the combat width to be 20. So I can do that now. Yeah, there we go. And it's not like we don't have the manpower for it. We have the equipment, definitely. Ever played The Witcher? I have not, although I think I own all 3 because of, like, bundles and stuff. Need to get around to one day. I'm actually really low on steel, but I don't have factories to go trading. I only have 3 factories. I don't have any steel left over for my heavy tanks, so they're being built without steel, which is kind of magic. I feel like you're missing something from the DOS-era Koei strategy game music. Oh, God. I want to do a playthrough of... first of all, I want to say Koei makes awesome strategy games. They made Romance of Three Kingdoms series, which is probably what you're talking about. Romance of Three Kingdoms 13 is the newest one, and I really want to play that on the show one day. It's a very fun game. Steal some steel? Wish I could. What's the weakest country in the game? I'm guessing Greece. No. Greece is not that weak. The weakest country in the game would probably be like, you know, El Salvador, maybe? El Salvador is pretty weak. What the fuck? There's no way that's right. 74 to 89 divisions. No way that's right. But like weakest countries in the game, there are a bunch of absolutely minuscule ones. Estonia, that's pretty weak. They only have 4 divisions, and they are like a decade into the game. Down here, we have... oh wow, no, they're not even independent anymore. Oh no, here they are. Liberia. 4 divisions. Over here we have Yemen. 9 divisions. Oman. 1 division. Oh man is right. Greece, however, 18, 19 divisions. And like, as you saw in my playthrough multiplayer of this game with Eldrahill, we've conquered, we're the biggest faction in the entire game, and I was playing as Greece. Alright, so we got some more free military factories. We can make it so that less of our factories are going towards, or less of our civilian factories are going towards garbage, which is good. We need that. Tanatuva. Yeah, there's like a few that are really horrendous. I don't know if it does one of the same restrictions, but the game reached like 1867 on NES, and all the generals die of old age in the game. You can make it so people don't die of old age in the new ones. So that there's not like a hard restriction no matter what. You can pick in your game settings to not have historical age deaths. Yeah, El Salvador, shockingly powerful in this playthrough. I don't know what happened with them. I don't know if it's like volunteer forces or what. I've never seen that before. That's pretty crazy. Okay, we're about to get a bunch of free factories here. Once the day rolls over and I actually get them. There we go. So that filled out the closed air support and put another one in heavy tank. If you don't have enough resources, like we can see here, for instance, then it's yellow here, and it means you produce them slower. So 4% slower on that. That's not bad. But over here, 71% slower heavy tank production due to the lack of resources. That's pretty rough. El Salvador's fascist, so that helps. Are they? Oh, you're right. Yeah, being fascist massively helps with your manpower. It's much easier to get a recruitable population. Still boosting communism in Brazil, but it's going to be a while before communism actually takes hold. They've got some serious research in here. Now, they've gone very heavily into democratic stuff, so that's actually going to be hard to fight against. Here we go. We can start producing the really good infantry equipment now. Boys anti-tank rifle. I don't need the heart attack yet. It sounds like heart attack. No, hard attack. Attack against hard targets, so tanks. Soft attack would be against infantry. Okay, but let's just upgrade every single infantry with that. And increase, or upgrade our infantry equipment. There we go. It's going to take a while before we get the efficiency back up on that, but we have a lot of troops to upgrade now to the new gear. US joins the Allies and if the US joins the Allies and declares on Japan, won't that also make you declare on the Allies? I'd be impressed if we could take them all on. Well, if I declare war on US, yes, I'd be against the Allies and the Axis, because right now I'm at war with the Axis. And I'd love to peace out now that I've got the tech I want, but unfortunately, you can't just peace out of a war in this game. See, for peace, the war score is not in favor of either side by at least 50%. Best military unit? There's no, like, single best one. It's all about what division you've made and what it's fighting against. Like, super heavy tanks exist in this game, for instance. They're just incredibly niche. The Tortoise. Super heavy tank. It's ridiculously expensive to make. And incredibly slow. Even slower than just regular marching infantry. Got your thumbnail for this one? No, it's okay. I just screenshot the game usually and then put it in the template that I made. I cannot believe Berlin has not been taken. I gotta say, for as much as Germany is fucked because they were idiots and declared war at the Soviet Union when they were already losing to the Allies, they've held off in the East here for a long-ass time, but they're about to lose Prague and Berlin, and that's going to be an enormous blow to their country. And it looks like Spain isn't saving them. I thought when Spain joined in, that might have been the push they needed to really defend themselves, but apparently Spain's not defending the Eastern Front very well. Ideological fanaticism. I can't believe they're just doing that now, considering that gives them more, what was it? Gives them division attack on core territory and division defense on core territory. That's a good one. And they also haven't got extra research slot yet. What the fuck? I don't know why they wouldn't just want to get every research slot they can. Well, they better hope that they have some land forts in Berlin. Speaking of land forts, I could actually just land fort up my whole border. I feel like that might take a while. I hate fighting in large countries like this for that very reason. It's hard to just fort up, defend, and let them run out their manpower by running at your wall of troops and forts. Being fascist really helps with your Manbar. Yeah, Manbar's a fascist. He's pro-fascism. Germany's getting fucked? Yeah, Germany's fucked. Like, if you're wondering why the game is, like, really stuttery, that's not the stream, by the way. The game gets like that when there are a lot of wars going on at once, because it has a hard time keeping up with everything. My CPU usage is actually fine. It's more of a hard drive thing, which is why I've got this on a solid state. Alright, yeah, let's upgrade to the best artillery. Artillery is incredibly important for fighting soft units, so like infantry. Artillery just melts through it, or artillery just melts through infantry. Very powerful. Berlin's getting attacked right now. See a jet stream? Enjoy the new job. I hope it goes well. Oh, Berlin. Yep, Berlin was just taken by the Soviets. Ooh. Germany's got to be feeling the pressure. Now, they still have Paris, but losing Berlin is a huge blow. Copenhagen's up there. Yeah, they're in rough shape. But I got my Romanian buddies with me. I still don't know why Romania sent me volunteers. Need to rewatch Flash Trash. It's been a while, yeah. Hey, if you guys get $100 in a week on TAD by supporting me on TAD, then Flash Trash comes back every single week that we beat $100, generated for free through advertisements on TAD, link in the description. I do an episode of Flash Trash. Whew, my neck hurts a bit today. Hi, Finland. Still not in this war, eh? Guess they're going neutral. Best infantry unit? Infantry? It's not really how the game works. There's only like a few things that count as infantry, and they're all pretty much the same, other than small bonuses in certain areas. Really, it's about the equipment you give them and the upgrades they have, and again, the divisions you make. It's mostly about division composition, not actual individual stuff. Finland, we okay? Yeah, Finland's fine. They're not even in the war. Soviet Union never attacked them. Advanced computing machines, there we go. Get even better decryption, that's important. We have a lot of things actually bringing down our research timer, which is pretty nice. Yeah, 19% discount on research. That's nice. The States are finally embargoing Germany. They've already embargoed Japan. Maybe they'll join the fucking war. Who knows? What's my take on Raid? I played the beta a bit. It was fun. Nothing too special. Alright, so that means, yeah, I'm almost done if day, which will get us into giving less consumer goods, which is good. You want your consumer goods to be as low as possible. Because all that's doing is taking civilian factories and wasting them on commercial stuff that you don't get anything out of. If there's nukes, will you nuke America, blow them up? There are nukes, but I'm very far away from that part of the tech tree. But if I get my hands on nukes, I will definitely use them. So we're done if day. I need more than 50 factories to get research grants. What are we at? We have 27 factories. Oh, 41 if you count both kinds. Yeah. That's not nearly enough. Uranium mining wouldn't be bad. Getting started on the nuclear technology research ahead of time. One military factory, and then getting all that oil. We need that oil. That's more important. Italy lays claims on Greek territory. Yugoslavia joined the Allies. Wow, they joined late. They've been at this war for a long time. Greece joined the Allies because Italy declared war on them. Okay. Nukes in this game suck. Yeah, nukes are not nearly as powerful as you'd think they are. How do you recommend someone get started in wrestling? There's a few takeover pay-per-views I can show you where you don't need to know anything going in. It's short and it's to the point. It's just damn fun. NXT is always what I'd recommend. DM me on Discord, and I will link you what I recommend for you to get started on watching pro wrestling. Call Dick Marcinko! Yeah, we need Dick Marcinko in here to thwart communism single-handedly. So the new capital of Germany is Munich. They had to move it from Berlin because Berlin was captured by the Soviets. I like that communism is doing well in this file. That's always nice to see. Considering I'm a communist country, so it's unlikely the Soviet Union would declare war on me. Paradox is changing up the national unity mechanic to make it a lot better. Good. Do you know, have they said how they're changing it? Because so communism is now more popular than democracy in Brazil. Still not as popular as the actual non-aligned party that is currently in charge. When communism is the majority party, then it starts to get to that point where at any moment a communist uprising could happen. And once that happens, I would very much like to invite them to my faction, which I would hopefully be able to make by then. Fuck off, I'm not joining the Comintern. So, how horrendous is my navy? I actually don't remember. Convoys and light cruisers. Let's do this. We're actually going to start making a navy now. So we're going to need more than light cruisers, obviously. But there we go. We've actually started on a navy, finally. Favorite McFoley alter ego? Of the alter egos? Dude Love. Alright, are we importing oil? We are not importing oil, but we'll have some to export soon, which will be nice. We're importing a lot from the States. I want to import more from the Soviet Union. So let's stop importing steel from the States and import it from the Soviet Union instead, because we have the convoys for it. Because I'd rather be giving factories to the Soviet Union than the States, because we're likely going to fight the States much sooner than we would the Soviet Union. And likewise, stop getting tungsten from you. Get it from the Soviet Union. We have so few factories. Now that we're down to 17% going to civilians, though, we actually have 5 civilian factories now instead of the old amount of 3, which was really bad. But seriously, we do need more civilian factories, so I'm going to start building them in Quebec. Should rename this section BV. I probably should have built more civilian factories earlier, honestly. Oh, God. Germany is really getting pushed back hard. Most of Germany is probably, yeah, just Africa and France at this point. New Zealand has canceled their really shitty land lease. I don't care. Getting some shitty equipment from Greece. Sure, why not? I'll accept it. Maybe I will name my faction BP Manderslute. Oh god, we must be so slowed down on the heavy tanks. Oh my god, that is horrible. 96% slowed down due to lack of resources. Making 1.5 a month. That is just horrendous. Because we're making it with no steel. Might need to start importing more. How much is this handicapping us? A lot. Ooh, that's rough. Alright, we're gonna have to bite the bullet and import a little bit more. We're down to 78%, so we're doing 2 a week now. That's still pretty bad. Owen guns? Sure. I don't even know what those are exactly. Okay, we gotta import more. Let's do another one of chromium. Do we not have enough convoys? I think we're actually short on convoys. Wow. That's not often that happens. Okay, we're gonna have to get up making convoys again then. There we go. We are attempting to make convoys again, but we can't because we do not have steel. Put that at the top of the list temporarily. It only takes 1 steel. Non-aggression, sure. Lend-lease of more guns, sure. So we're temporarily putting that at the top of our list just so that we do get the convoys to finish the trade route so that we're getting the full resources. Any idea how long you'll stream? How long have I been live for? I've been recording for about an hour? Okay. I'm probably going to end within half an hour. I know it's a little bit of a short stream today, but I have a lot of other things I need to do. Unfortunately, whenever the money gets really bad like this, because TAD support goes down a lot when I don't remind people, it means I need to spend more and more time working on other things to make sure that we make rent and everything, so... Unfortunately, that's just how it is. That's why I use TAD, everybody. It lets me be able to do these streams more often. Because I can warrant spending the time on it rather than other work. Galatian said you've been streaming for 60 or 26 hours. Yep, that happens a lot. Sometimes it'll be saying I'm streaming for like more than... Sometimes it'll say I'm streaming for more than 100 hours. It's just a weird old glitch. Sea raiders on an open field are a slaughter, yeah. Wow. Germany has about the same amount of planes as me. In fact, I might have more. These are some depressing numbers. I thought United Kingdom would have more divisions than that, but they have a shitload of factories. And a great air force, and a great navy. Probably the best navy in the game. Italy, on the other hand, has almost no navy, which is baffling. Yeah, the United Kingdom seems to have the biggest navy by a landslide. Spain? No, not even close. Actually, Japan might. Slovakia capitulated. Japan, a huge navy, still not as big as United Kingdom's. And United Kingdom also has that amazing air force to back it up. States, what are you working on? Destroyers for bases? Fucking... Okay, no, that's actually part of the way towards fighting the Axis. Good. Just attack the Axis already, so you're at war with Japan so I can make my goddamn faction. Navy focus, Italy has little navy. Yeah, I think they got most of their navy killed by the British Navy. German military cooperation, they're just doing that now? They are just doing that now. It's a little late to be doing that. They're kind of dumb. They're kind of really dumb. Huh. Okay, sweet. Got our research done there, so our infantry's equipment is all better. Let's do another one of those. Making sure that our infantry is up to date. Because that's the majority of our army by a lot. Yeah, I don't always react to every single thing that I say. You don't need to say it over and over. I probably read it. Especially in a game like this where I'm able to read the chat a lot. So this gives us more oil, but we don't immediately need the oil. That's the one thing. Yeah, we're never going to get national steel cargoes. We picked send in the zombies. So Imperial oil wouldn't be bad. Modernized armies, not bad. Valentine tank? It's for light tank models, though, which we're not really investing in. Okay. Uranium mining. We're finally going to start the tech on that. It'll be a long time before we can actually use a nuke, but got to start that research on it. And that'll give us a lot of... It'll probably save us like a year and a half total. King Carl II abdicates... Oh, that's a Romanian thing. Soviet Union annexes. Okay. So Soviet Union just took some Romanian land, I believe it is. Yeah. Romania is going a very, very strange research path, but they finally forced abdication. Okay. Romania has big problems in this game with scandals of their shitty king. And so they always need to either pay political power or lose a lot of industry. When you send volunteers, what does it do? And in one of my games, Germany sent volunteers to America. I was confused as fuck. When you send volunteers, it is just, you have troops in their country that you can use to help them with their war. God, we actually need tungsten. Right, because it's not that we're not importing enough, it's that not enough is being delivered. You know what? I'm actually going to have to start getting this from the States. The convoys just aren't cutting it. The fuck? No. Yeah. There we go. Gonna have to get it from the States. I hate having to do that. But, yeah. Cancel that as well. They are just not giving me nearly enough. How many do we have left over? 5 right now. And what's our building at? Horrible, because we don't have a lot of things. Actually, you know what? Keep that at the top. I'm fine with that. Okay, and then we need chromium. Oh, God. What requires the least convoys? Because we have none. This is brutal. United States has 2. What's the safest path? Turkey has a lot. 27 convoys. South Africa is probably the safest. Let's hope for the best on these convoys. They get 1 convoy a month. That's fucking brutal. I'm guessing you mean what's my favorite RTS? I don't know. I'm sorry, is that Greece? Greece just conquered a little bit of mainland Italy right next to Rome. They didn't take the port, though, so they're fucked. They're totally gonna die because they don't have any supply. They're just gonna get starved out and killed by the Italians. Knights of Honor is a very good game, though. I like that game. Definitely not my favorite RTS, though. They're about to lose Frankfurt. I think they already lost Munich. Germany is almost done. Ooh, that's brutal. Is communism the most powerful ideology here? Almost. But, again, it's a little bit random when they actually have their revolution. Greece owns Taranto. They might. Oh, they got the coast again, but they still didn't get the, if anything, there's more split up, because they still don't have the port. They don't have a city, and they don't have a port, which means they're getting no supplies, so they're just gonna get starved out, surrounded, and killed. And that will actually get rid of the divisions, rather than just some manpower and have them retreat, which is very rough. Resistance suppression. Yeah, because they're entirely in. German Reich capitulated. I was gonna say because they're completely in France, so they really needed that, but Germany has just capitulated in the war. German Reich is just a little bit of Africa now. Some little bits of Africa that could easily be taken over. Fascism is falling. So they're probably gonna gang up on Italy next. Yeah, they're already starting to make landfall in a lot of Italian provinces. Fall of Rome. Rome was just taken. Now they need to take Naples and then Sicily. And that'll probably be enough to make Italy capitulate. Looks like fascism's falling. And then I'm guessing the Allies probably go to war with the Comintern. And that's probably when I swoop in and start my wars. I get this whole playthrough is basically being me watching what other people are doing while managing my economy and waiting for the moment to strike. Okay, I wouldn't mind actually starting to get into mechanized. We're behind on tech here. Oh, there's so much to do. Encryption is good. We also need better naval tech, but honestly, we're gonna have to fight the States before we can do anything serious. The naval tech will have to wait. I think no matter what, the United States is gonna be the war that we have to do. Fighting the Allies. Because if I declare war on them, they're definitely immediately joining the Allies. Alright, we're going to start researching the Churchill. I wish I had done this earlier, but we're researching the Churchill. It's time to get a much better heavy tank in the field. Not that ours isn't still good, but this is way better. It's like 10 years newer. Night assault tactics done. Good. This will be more organization in every tank and every infantry. That's very powerful. Organization is essentially health. So that's a really strong ability. Is this history less in the game? I mean, it's all alternate history, so the way I'm playing it at least. Your whole family's German, you can't talk German, so fuck you, right? I mean, I can't speak any of the languages of my ethnic background. I don't know, because my family is mostly Slavic and Slovak. And partly Scottish, so can't speak any of those languages. Can't speak Russian. Can't speak Slovenian, I believe it is. And, I mean, like, traditional Pictish Scottish, I don't know a word of. Producer's joke? I don't know what you're referencing. Oh, Winston Churchill. What's going on? Streaming. Unless you're literally asking what's going on in the game. Then, this is happening. Looks like World War II is about to end in terms of the Axis versus the Allies, but then I think the Comintern is going to fight the Allies, and that's probably when I swoop in and attack the States. That's what it's looking like so far. I probably should get more excavation, because our resources are real bad. Let's do it. Out-of-date equipment. Yep. We can bump up to our best artillery now. Which is awesome, because our artillery is really going to help us destroy the Americans. Because they are so heavy on infantry. Okay, they changed their divisions now. Okay, so they're less infantry heavy. Unless they have multiple types. But this one's a Panama Canal Force. They're a little bit out of place. So they're going oh wow, that's an enormous division. The fuck? Oh no, it was a stack of them, okay. Okay, they have a little bit more sensical divisions now. But they don't have... Oh, they have anti-tank guns, I think, though. Okay, so they're actually much tougher to fight now. They've reworked their divisions to make more sense. Okay. Imperial oil still wouldn't hurt, but it's not the highest of priorities in the world. We still can't do Defense Scheme 2 yet. Your grandfather fought for Canada in World War I. That's pretty cool. My grandfather didn't, but I had family that fought in World War I and II on the Canadian side. You can definitely tell that mental health issues run in my family because it's on my dad's side. And first of all, that side of the family is rampant with mental health issues. But also that they're both known for being absolutely fearless in combat. And that was probably, with modern technology, we know that's probably because manic depression runs in that side of the family. And they were likely having manic episodes and they felt invincible. Which is why they were known for being fearless. I think one was like a combat engineer. And I don't remember what the other one was. I don't think either of them died in the war either. It's weird. Okay, uranium mining is done. Sweet. We need defense research, which we don't have the factories for. Imperial oil wouldn't hurt. I do not give a fuck about the northern Canadian infrastructure. I'm never going to use that. A modernized army would be nice. But not, like, mandatory. I could start going into the Air Force or something. I don't give a shit about an airbase in northwestern Canada. I'm never gonna use that. Isn't that the dude who's on all of your money, Ryan? I think that's the dude who's on all of your money who scowls and looks awful and everybody hates. I need the radio to have the Pacific Coast Air Defense Radar System. Damn. I still haven't researched that. Halifax shipyards. I will need this stuff at some point, because seriously, my fleet is pathetic. I think I have, like, a destroyer. Let's get Imperial oil, because then people might trade with us to get our oil. There we go! United States has declared war on... Why did that have to happen the turn that I picked a different national focus? Because now I could have picked the other one, Stands Against Fascism. So they're in that war now. Which means I could have, joined the Allies. Which means I could have picked a defense scheme too. So I gotta waste 2.25 months to get that, which is land forts in southern Ontario, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. As well as some coastal forts in the same places. Then I can get Canada united so I can make a faction, eventually support the World Revolution. Factory output up slightly, dockyard import slightly. Subversive activities cost decreases massively and can send volunteer forces. So basically, I can try and start communist uprisings all over the world. You want to move troops from my territory? You can suck my dick. And I will accept some supplies from the Philippines. He saved Turkey. He's the best, bravest man alive. Is he the guy on all your money, right? Because I'm pretty sure I read quite a few things about all the horrifically restrictive laws he imposed on your country. There's a lot of propaganda that says he's a great guy. I'm not a guy who believes propaganda. Alright, we almost have the military factory done. We can get back to working on some civilian factories, because seriously, we are building things so ungodly slowly. I kind of want to just switch to extensive conscription. In fact, I think I will. There. We still have plenty of manpower, and now we're building things faster by bumping down our conscription since we have if day. Should have done that a while ago. So our industry is much stronger for it, and we're training faster as well because less conscription. And training people who are conscripted is difficult. Okay, I need to bump this up in priorities. And bump this down in priorities. Oh, God. So bad right now. The resource problem is enormous. God, we're not even getting any of this, are we? Yeah, we have no convoys, they just get insta-killed. If I were to get it from Cuba, we only require 2. Better than South Africa. We'll switch over to that, I guess. I don't want to have to import more from the States. We're in a rough situation. We're getting more civilian factories, at least, so we can start to import more, because we give up civilian factories, which is what we use to build other buildings. We give them up when we trade. We have one convoy on that. Okay, is this just like available convoys or whatever? So we are actually getting a little bit of chromium. Ever played Hearts of Iron 3? Not really. I played like a minute of it a very long time ago. Okay, there we go. We're importing more steel. We have to. The rate at which we produce things is just pathetic. Yeah, we're probably about to end the stream because I really need to get working on other things now. I think this is a decent endpoint. So, the States finally joined the war. They're issuing war bonds, so they're starting to try and get rid of the Great Depression. The Soviet Union is as enormous as always. They're just doing commentary now? Okay. Trying to gain communist support, including in the United Kingdom, which is... They're not flipping the United Kingdom. Germany has capitulated. Spain is at war. A lot of weird shit went on. But, yeah. It's nothing like 4 and the micromanaging is awful. Yeah, I've always heard that 4 is way better than 3. Because I could not get into 4. Yeah, so that's the end of the stream for today, because I've got to go work on other things. So, if you want to see these streams more often, just keep using TAD. Lets you watch advertisements for me on your phone or on your browser. Best way to support the show. It's like I was breaking down the math on it earlier. If you were to do the 650 TAD points a day, which is the max, which is you do 500 on the phone app, and you do 150 on the browser application, that's the same as watching almost every single video I've done without ad block on for a year. All done in one day. It's still less than $1, but it's the same as watching about 650 of my videos. Maybe a little bit less. So yeah. That's pretty awesome. Everybody go use TAD. Thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.